Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your family doctor here. Have you ever been flipping through TV channels, watching a shopping network, or scrolling through your phone and seen those ads for collagen? They are everywhere, right? The advertising is over the top. They promise you that if you take this stuff, your skin will be as bouncy as a baby's. Your knee pain will vanish and your hair will turn dark and thick again. And so many of you have opened up your wallets and spent hundreds, even thousands of dollars on it. You buy those jars of white powder and take it every single day like it's medicine. So what happened? Be honest with yourselves. After 3 months, 6 months, or even several years of using it, have your wrinkles actually diminished? Do your knees still hurt when you go up and down the stairs? Is your hair still thinning and turning gray? I'm going to be straight with you if you are still placing your faith in that chemically synthesized powder. You could take it for a lifetime and it won't make a real difference. Why? Because that substance is essentially dead material. Now, conventional medicine and pharmaceutical companies often view the human body as a machine. They take a piece of skin, put it under a microscope, and see this protein structure that supports the skin's elasticity. They give it a name. Collagen, then they think, okay, the skin is sagging because this collagen is decreasing, so let's synthesize it in a lab or extract it from fish scales and fish skin, grind it into a powder and sell it to people to replace what's missing, and that right there is the most unfortunate part of this approach. It's a deficiency replacement model. It's mechanical thinking, but your body is not a car where you just patch a flat tire with a piece of rubber. Your body is a living, breathing, vibrant universe of energy flow. That spoonful of white powder you swallow after being extracted at high temperatures and chemically processed has lost all of its life force. When you eat it, your digestive system simply doesn't recognize it. In traditional medicine, food and medicine must have qi and nature. What is qi? It's the vital energy that a living thing absorbs from the sun, the earth, the rain, and the air as it grows in the natural world. What is its nature? It's whether the food is cooling or warming. That jar of chemical powder has no chi and no nature. When it enters your body, it's just a pile of cold, inert garbage. And to get rid of that garbage, your digestive system has to use up your own precious, limited vital energy, your body's warmth, just to push it out. That's why so many of my patients come to me and say, Doc, I've been taking that collagen and my skin hasn't improved at all. Instead, I've got bloating and diarrhea. Do you understand? What you're putting in isn't being transformed by your body. It ends up turning into waste and stagnant fluid that just gets stuck inside you. You think you're beautifying yourself, but in reality, you might be harming your health and creating more problems. Remember this one principle. A form without life force is a dead thing. The collagen that modern medicine talks about, that is the form, the physical, material aspect. But what we care about is the spirit, the energy, and function behind it. In the ancient medical classics, there isn't even a word for collagen. Our ancestors talked about vital fluids and essence and blood. These two concepts are far more comprehensive and sophisticated. Why does your face sag? Why do your joints feel dry and stiff? It's not because you're missing a protein powder, it's because your body's vital fluids are drying up and your essence and blood are insufficient. Let me give you an analogy. Your body is like a big strong tree. Your face, your hair, and your nails are the leaves on that tree. Now, when the leaves turn yellow and start to fall off, the modern approach would be to take green paint and paint the leaves or use glue to stick them back on. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? A better approach is to water the tree and fertilize the roots. Where are those roots? They are in your internal organs. Your kidneys govern your bones, produce marrow, and their health is reflected in your hair. Your hair is thinning and turning gray because your kidney water is drying up. Your kidney essence is insufficient to nourish your hair. Your liver governs your tendons, and its health is reflected in your nails. If your knees hurt, it's often because your liver blood is deficient. The tendons have lost their nourishment, become stiff, and can't hold the bones together properly. Your spleen governs your muscles, and its health is reflected in your lips and the flesh around your mouth. If your face is sagging, it's because your digestive energy is weak and your muscles don't have the strength to fight gravity. So the real collagen isn't something you get from an external source. It's something your own body produces. When you give your body the right foods and support your digestive function, your body will naturally and continuously produce high-quality nutrients to moisturize your skin and lubricate your joints. That is the correct path. The real secrets to longevity, vibrant health, and looking younger are hidden in the most ordinary foods, and they have been written about in ancient texts for for thousands of years. Unfortunately, modern eyes are fixated on beautifully packaged commercial products, but they can't see the treasures that are right there in the grocery store, foods that are full of natural life-giving energy. Many of you are in your 40s and 50s. This is the autumn of your life, a season that should be one of harvest, but instead of reaping rewards, you're feeling like you're wilting. The ancient texts describe this perfectly for women. At around age 35, the energy of the stomach channel begins to decline. The face may start to lose its luster and hair may begin to fall. For men at around age 40, kidney energy starts to wane, and you might notice hair loss and weaker teeth. This is a natural physiological curve. Modern medicine tries to fight this curve with chemicals. But going against nature often means the more you try to supplement, the more exhausted you become. However, this traditional approach isn't about fighting it, it's about working with it. While we can't turn back the clock and make you 18 again, we can use the right dietary therapy to flatten that curve of aging. We can help you have the vitality and physical condition of a 40-year-old when you're 60 and help you maintain healthy hair into your 70s. This isn't a fantasy, it's something I've seen in clinical practice for decades. So I want you to take a deep breath, quiet your mind. Forget all those exaggerated advertising slogans and chemical terms. Let's go back to the fundamentals and look at what time-tested wisdom has left for us. When we look at health, we look at the big picture, at the laws of nature. Modern medicine likes to use microscopes to look at cells and genes. They say aging is caused by telomeres shortening and free radicals oxidizing our cells. That sounds very scientific, right? But what good does that do you? Can you control your telomeres? Can you just inject antioxidants and stop your cells from dying? In reality, that approach has proven largely ineffective. We don't focus on these microscopic details, we look at the macro level. Thousands of years ago, ancient texts clearly describe the natural rhythm of human growth, development, and decline. This book wasn't written only for doctors. It was written for anyone who wants to live a long and healthy life. There's a concept in this book called 7 for women, 8 for men. What does that mean? A woman's life cycle is marked in 7s and a man's in 8s. Let's look at the woman's cycle. At age 35, the stomach channel energy begins to wane. The face may lose its luster and the hair may begin to fall. Write this down in your mind. 35 is a pivotal year for a woman. If you don't know how to take care of yourself at this point, the stomach channel energy begins to decline. What is this stomach channel? It's the major energy pathway. You can feel it on your own face. This channel starts below the eyes, runs across the cheeks, circles the mouth, and goes all the way down to your feet. This channel carries the most abundant energy and blood in the body. Why do young women have such rosy, glowing, elastic skin? Because their stomach channel energy and blood are abundant, sending nutrients up to their faces. But after age 35, the energy and blood in this channel begin to decline. The face loses its rosy color. That's what losing its luster means. It starts to look dull, like toasted bread, without that healthy glow. Dark spots begin to appear and the hair begins to fall. What is this telling you? It's telling you that your digestive function is starting to weaken. Now, I see many young women today trying to lose weight by skipping meals, not eating any carbohydrates, just eating fruit salads, or replacing real food with meal replacement shakes. Do you know what you're doing? You're essentially starving your digestive system. Before age 35, you might be able to get away with it because you're young and your energy is strong, but once you pass that 35-year mark, if you keep this up, the energy in your stomach channel will be cut off. Your face will immediately start to sag, so then you go and get fillers to plump it up. It might look full, but the color is dull and lifeless. It just looks fake. That's what happens when you don't understand the energy channels and the balance of yin and yang. Now, let's talk about men. At age 40, the kidney energy begins to decline, the hair may fall, and the teeth may become brittle. Age 40 is a major turning point for men. At this age, kidney energy begins to wane. In traditional medicine, we say the kidneys govern the bones, produce marrow, and manifest in the hair. Your hair is like the flower of your kidneys. If your kidneys are strong, like a tree with deep, strong roots, the flower it produces, your hair, will naturally be thick, dark, and lustrous. But if you're in your 40s and still staying up late, pushing yourself too hard at work, overindulging in rich foods and alcohol, or taking medications that strain your kidneys, you're draining your kidney water. When your kidney water runs dry, the hair loses its nourishment and turns gray and falls out. Your teeth also start to loosen and become brittle. Why? Because the teeth are an extension of the bones, and they are also governed by the kidneys. So everyone, when you notice hair loss or dental problems, Please don't just run out to buy a new shampoo or schedule a dental implant and think that's the end of it. That's your body flashing a big red warning light. It's saying, hey, owner, your kidneys are almost out of fuel. When that happens, what should you do? You need to nourish your kidneys and replenish your essence, not just buy some hair growth tonic to rub on your scalp. The scalp is just the soil on top if that soil is dried up and cracked. Sprinkling water on the surface isn't going to help. This is one of the biggest differences between the conventional approach and a holistic one. The conventional approach often treats the head when the head hurts and the foot when the foot hurts. We, however, look for the root cause. And honestly, especially at this age, many of the health issues you're facing are problems you've created for yourselves. Think back on your daily habits. Are they something like this? In the morning, you're rushing off to work, so you gulp down a large iced coffee. For lunch, you grab a greasy takeout box and wash it down with a sugary iced drink. In the evening, you have a big dinner with heavy, rich foods and a few glasses of wine or beer. Then you stay up late and don't get enough sleep. When you don't feel well, you take a painkiller for your headache, an antacid for your stomach, and a sleeping pill for rest. Everyone, what are you actually doing to yourselves? You are taking an axe and chopping away at your own tree of life. Think about that one glass of iced water or iced coffee. Do you know what happens in your body when you drink it? Your stomach likes warmth, not cold. Your stomach is like a furnace that needs heat to break down food. When you pour a glass of iced water into it, it's like throwing a bucket of cold water onto a red-hot furnace. You hear a loud hiss and the fire goes out. When that digestive fire is extinguished, the stomach channel can't produce the energy and blood needed to nourish your face. So, of course, your face is going to sag. And of course, your skin is going to get dark spots. And for those of you taking medications long term, we know that the kidneys govern water and manage the body's fluids and waste. All chemical medications that enter your body must be processed by your liver and excreted by your kidneys. When you take handfuls of vitamins, pain relievers, blood pressure medications, and other prescriptions every day, these are all chemical compounds that burden your system. Your kidneys are working overtime every single day. It's like a water filter. If you keep pouring dirty water through it, the filter is eventually going to get clogged. Once the filter is clogged, kidney energy declines. When kidney energy declines, your bones become brittle, your knees hurt, your hair turns gray and falls out. It's a chain reaction. Conventional medicine divides the body into very specialized compartments. The dermatologist doesn't talk to the nephrologist, and the orthopedist doesn't talk to the gastroenterologist. But when we look at it holistically, it's all connected. Knee pain is a deficiency of liver and kidney energy. Gray hair is a deficiency of essence and blood. Sagging skin is a weakness of digestive energy. These three seemingly separate issues all stem from the same root, a disruption in the energy flow of your internal organs. If you don't address the internal organs and you just rely on taking collagen powder, it's like your car's engine has broken down, but you're just waxing the exterior. It might look shiny on the outside, but when you turn the key, it doesn't move an inch. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, I'm already in my 40s or 50s. My stomach channel energy is already declining, and my kidney energy is already weak. Is there still hope? Should I just give up? Absolutely not. In nature, where there is death, there is also life. Where there is decline, there is also renewal. Since nature set up this process of aging, it also left us a key to unlock the puzzle. While we can't reverse time and go back to 20, we can use the right foods to replenish those lost vital fluids and reignite that internal fire. As long as your digestive fire is still burning, and as long as there is even a breath of kidney energy left, we have a way to turn this around. Now, what I'm about to share with you isn't some expensive miracle pill. It's three of the most ordinary foods. In traditional medicine, these are called nourishing substances of blood and flesh. Why nourishing? Because they come from animals and they carry the life information of that animal. When we prepare and cook them properly, with the right seasonings, they can be transformed by our bodies into the true moisture we desperately need. This true moisture can nourish your kidneys and fill your marrow, making your bones stronger. It can nourish your liver and support your tendons, making your joints smoother. It can moisturize your lungs and improve your skin, giving your face a better lift. This is real rejuvenation. If you open that ancient text, you'll find a very important passage. It describes a patient who is at a critical stage of depletion, affecting the heart and kidneys. The patient has diarrhea, a sore throat, and feels restless. At this stage, you can't use strong, aggressive herbs because the patient is already too weak. What do? You use a remedy called pigskin soup. Pig skin? Yes, pig skin. Many of you are probably shaking your heads right now. Oh, that's so high in cholesterol. That's so greasy. My doctor told me to stay away from that. Do you understand what's happened? You've been misled by conventional nutrition advice that only looks at cholesterol and fat content. They don't understand the energetic nature of food. In our traditional classification, pigs are considered water animals. They are associated with the kidneys. And among all types of meat, pork is considered the most nourishing to the body's fluids. The skin in particular is one of the most concentrated parts. It has an astringent quality that helps your body hold on to moisture and can nourish dry, depleted energy. Why did the ancient text use pig skin for a sore throat and diarrhea? That sore throat is often caused by a lack of kidney water, which allows a false heat to flare up, burning the throat. The diarrhea is a sign that the digestive tract is too weak and can't hold things in. The pig skin, with its nourishing and moisturizing qualities, replenishes the kidney water, so the false heat naturally subsides, and its sticky, gelatinous nature helps to gently bind and soothe the digestive tract. It's a win-win. Now, those commercially available collagen powders, whether they're extracted from fish scales or synthesized in a lab, they are all missing a key component: biological information. Pigs and humans are biologically very similar. When we eat pig skin, our digestive system instinctively recognizes the signal, knows it's a compatible substance, and knows it's good. That's why the efficiency of pig skin being transformed into the exact fluids our own skin and bones need is far greater than from any other source. That's the power of these nourishing substances. But everyone, pay close attention here. There's a huge trap when I tell you to eat pig skin. I am not telling you to go to the grocery store and buy those deep-fried, puffy pork rinds. I am also not telling you to eat those rich, greasy braised pork hocks that are swimming in sauce. A lot of people eat the wrong thing. They eat a ton of grease. Their cholesterol goes up, and then they come back to me angry and say, "You lied to me." No, my friend, the problem is you didn't eat it properly. You didn't understand the true intention of the ancient remedy. The essence of this pigskin remedy lies in two key steps: removing the fat and extracting the gelatin here. I'm going to walk you through the preparation step by step. Step 1, selecting the ingredients. Go to your local butcher or grocery store and ask for the cleanest piece of pig skin you can find. The best is from the back of the pig because it's the thickest and richest in gelatin. When you bring it home, the first thing you need to do is remove any remaining bristles. This is really important because if you leave them in, they could irritate your throat. They're a foreign object. Step 2, removing the fat. This is the single most important step. Clean the skin, then put the whole piece into a pot of cold water and bring it to a boil. Let it boil for about 5 minutes until it changes color, then take it out while it's still hot. This is crucial. While it's hot, use a sharp knife to scrape off all of that white, fatty layer on the underside. Do you understand? Not a trace of fat can remain. You want to scrape it until you're left with just a semi-transparent layer of skin. Thin, almost like paper. You should be able to hold it up to the light and see through it. That is what we mean by pig skin. If you don't scrape off the fat, what you're eating is just greasy, cholesterol-rich fat. Scrape it clean. And what's left is the pure gelatin, the real medicine. Step 3, extracting the gelatin. Now take that clean, scraped skin and cut it into thin strips. The thinner the better. Then put it in a pot and add water. A good ratio is about 3 parts water to 1 part pig skin. Bring it to a rolling boil. Then lower the heat to a gentle simmer. Now, how long should you simmer it? At least 2 hours. Simmer it until the water gets thick, sticky, and syrupy. If you dip a spoon in it, the liquid should form a string when you pull it out. At this point, the pig skin has completely dissolved into the water. This soup is what we call the pig skin remedy. Step 4, setting the jelly. If you want to make it easier to store and eat, you can pour this thick liquid into a clean container and let it cool down. It will naturally set into a firm, translucent jelly-like block. It will look crystal clear, and we call it crystal jelly. This jelly is your body's repair cream. Every day, you can take a spoonful of this jelly and put it on top of a bowl of hot rice, letting it melt in, or you can drop a piece into your soup when you eat it. You'll likely feel a slight stickiness around your lips. That's the gelatin, and that's a good sign. When this substance enters your stomach, it doesn't require a huge amount of digestive effort to break down. It can be transformed more directly into vital fluids. First, it enters the lung channel. The lungs govern the skin and body hair. This fluid first moistens the lungs. Once the lung energy is sufficient, your skin will immediately feel less dry. For those elderly folks who constantly complain about itchy, flaky skin, this can be more effective than any lotion or cream you can buy. Lotion works on the surface. This works from the inside out, moisturizing you from the core. Second, it enters the kidney channel. The kidneys govern the bones. The fluid goes down and replenishes your bone marrow. Why do your knees make that clicking or grinding sound? Because the joint fluid is drying up. This pigskin jelly is one of the best natural joint lubricants there is. If you stick with it for a month, you may find that your knees don't feel as stiff and you have more energy and strength when you walk. Third, it helps clear false heat. Many women going through menopause experience hot flashes in their face, warm palms, warm feet, and a feeling of inner restlessness. This isn't actually a true heat, it's a false heat caused by a lack of moisture. The pigskin is cooling in nature but not cold. It nourishes the body's fluids. When the moisture is sufficient, that false heat will naturally settle down. This is the principle of nourishing the source of water to control the fire. This is the wisdom of this approach. A piece of pig skin that costs you maybe a few dollars when prepared correctly becomes a priceless remedy. One system may treat you like an ATM, selling you expensive and often ineffective products. Another approach can teach you how to use the most affordable ingredients to nurture your body. Okay, that's the first powerful tool we have. It's focused on nourishing and moisturizing, but what if you feel like your legs are weak, you're prone to tripping, or you feel like your whole body is contracting and stiffening, if that's the case? Just moisturizing isn't enough. You need something else to strengthen your tendons and physical structure. In the last section, I taught you how to use pig skin to moisturize your skin and lubricate your joints. That was to solve the problem of dryness. But if you only add oil to a machine and your parts are still brittle and weak, that's not enough. Have you noticed that as we get older, we seem to get shorter? Conventional doctors will tell you this is due to osteoporosis, that the bones in your spine are compressing. They'll tell you to take calcium supplements and drink more milk. And what happens, many of you have been taking calcium supplements for years, yet your height has still shrunk. And to make matters worse, some of you have even developed kidney stones. Why? Because they only focused on the bone. They didn't pay attention to the tendons that hold those bones in place. In our tradition, we have a famous saying, if your tendon is an inch longer, your life may be extended by 10 years. Why do we shrink? It's because our tendons shorten. Think of these tendons like rubber bands. When we're young, they're elastic and flexible, holding our skeletal structure upright and open. As we age, these rubber bands become dry and hard. They lose their elasticity and start to contract, pulling your bones together. This contraction can actually contribute to conditions like a herniated disc. The disc gets squeezed out because the tendons are pulling too tightly. So, if you want healthy bones and want to prevent a hunched back, the first step isn't just to supplement with calcium, it's to nourish your tendons. Now, who is in charge of the tendons? The liver. The liver stores blood. When blood is sufficient, the tendons are soft, long, and elastic. When the liver blood is deficient, the tendons become stiff, contracted, and brittle. Many of my patients, especially in our local climate, take a lot of over-the-counter and prescription medications. These medications can stress the liver. They also don't sleep well. They stay up late, and this also depletes liver blood. That's why you see so many people with frozen shoulders, stiff knees, and nighttime leg cramps. These are all signs that your liver is crying out for help. How can we help it? This is where I'm going to introduce a second powerful tool to target the tendons. This is another treasure that has been eaten in our culture for thousands of years, but which has been misunderstood by many. I'm talking about beef tendon and chicken feet. Think about it. Have you ever seen a cow? How strong is it? How steady and stable is it when it walks? The beef tendon is the most resilient part of the cow's body. It has to support hundreds of pounds of weight. When we eat beef tendon, we are taking in that strength and that supportive power. And what about a chicken? Chickens have very thin feet, but they can run fast and even stand on one leg. The gelatin in chicken feet is a little different from beef tendon. It's finer and it goes to the more superficial areas, working on the small joints in our hands and feet. But I know many of you will object, I've eaten beef tendon before, I've snacked on chicken feet. Why are my knees still hurting? That's a great question, and the answer is you ate them the wrong way. If you go to a restaurant and get cold, chewy beef tendon salad, it's as tough as a tire. You can barely even bite through it. If you buy braised chicken feet at the night market, they're loaded with salt, MSG, and often preservatives. Eating things that way isn't health promoting, it's actually draining your energy. Your digestive system has to use up a huge amount of energy just to try and break down that tough, chewy beef tendon. By the time the tendon is broken down, your digestive energy is already depleted. That's why so many people get stomach aches and bloating after eating them. So I'm going to teach you a secret on how to turn essence into a fluid. Only by preparing it this way can beef tendon and chicken feet truly become the medicine that repairs your body's support system. Step 1, selecting the ingredients. Buy fresh beef tendon. Do not buy the ones that have been pre-soaked and expanded, as these are often treated with harsh chemicals. Buy the raw ones that still have a bit of color. For the chicken feet, buy them fresh and trim the nails. Step 2, the key partners, vinegar and white peony root. This step is absolutely critical, and it's worth its weight in gold. When you're cooking the beef tendon and chicken feet, you must add 2 key ingredients. The first is vinegar, rice vinegar, or any good quality vinegar. Why add vinegar? Because the sour flavor enters the liver channel. Vinegar is sour, and it directs the medicinal properties of the food into your liver. More importantly, vinegar can help soften the tough fibers of the beef tendon, allowing the nutrients to penetrate deep into your joints and tendons. The second ingredient is white peony root. You can find this in many herbal shops, and it's usually very affordable. This herb is one of the best for nourishing liver blood. It soothes and relaxes the liver and tendons. When you cook white peony root with the beef tendon, the medicinal properties are absorbed into the food. Step 3. The heat and timing. Put the beef tendon, chicken feet, white peony root, vinegar, and some slices of ginger to help warm the stomach into a pot. You can use a pressure cooker or a slow cooker. What's important is that you need to cook it for a long time. Until it reaches a specific consistency, you need to cook it until the beef tendon is melt in your mouth tender, dissolving on your tongue. The chicken feet should be so tender that the meat falls off the bone. Only when it's cooked to this point is it no longer just meat. It's transformed into a nourishing fluid. At this stage, your digestive system doesn't need to work hard at all to absorb it. The nutrients can be directly transformed into liver blood and sent to your knees and spine. Step 4, how to eat it. Don't make a large portion of this and eat it as a main course. That would be too heavy. Instead, in the evening, just have a small bowl of this beef tendon and chicken feet broth with some of the liquid and drink it warm. If you stick with this for 2 weeks, you'll likely notice a few things. First, your nails might get shinier and stronger. That's because the health of your nails reflects your tendons, and it's a sign that your liver blood is becoming more abundant. Second, you might find that when you wake up in the morning, your lower back doesn't ache, your back doesn't feel as stiff, and that tight, bound up feeling is gone. This is a powerful, gentle way to support your body's strength and flexibility. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about a popular over-the-counter supplement that you see everywhere, glucosamine. In our community, it feels like almost every elderly person has a bottle of this at home. Adult children buy it as a gift for their aging parents. But do you know what that stuff is? It's an extract from the shells of shrimp and crabs. From a traditional perspective, these shell-derived substances are very cold in nature. Many of our elderly folks already have weak, cold digestive systems. Taking something so cold can make them feel worse. It can cause stomach aches and diarrhea. And while conventional medicine says it's for cartilage from a holistic viewpoint, it doesn't really nourish the liver or kidneys. At best, it's an expensive placebo. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars on that cold shellfish powder, you could spend a fraction of that on beef tendon and chicken feet. Beef tendon is warming in nature and directly nourishes the liver. Chicken feet are neutral and rich in gelatin. Combined with the astringent effect of vinegar, the soothing power of white peony root, and the warming effect of ginger, this is a perfect, well-rounded soup for strengthening your tendons and physical structure. Now that we've talked about the animal-based remedies, I know many of you are vegetarian, or maybe you've been scared away from eating animal products by your most recent lab report that showed high cholesterol. You might be thinking, I have high blood pressure and high cholesterol. My doctor told me to eat less meat. Is there any hope for me? Of course there is. Our approach is holistic and all-encompassing. Everything in nature has its balance. When one door closes, another one opens. I want to introduce a pair of plant-based treasures. They are so affordable, you won't believe it. But their effects can make even those who spend a fortune on expensive bird's nest feel a little envious. We've talked about pig skin for the kidneys and beef tendon for the liver. Now let's focus on the organ at the top, the lungs. The ancient text says, the lungs govern the skin and body hair. You've all probably heard this phrase before, but not many people truly understand its depth. Why is your skin dry? Why do you get dark spots? Why are your pores enlarged? The conventional approach might suggest laser treatments or chemical peels. Those are just treating the surface in a holistic view. Your skin is a mirror of your lungs. Think of the lungs as a lid or a spray nozzle on your body. They are responsible for distributing moisture and fluids all over your body. If your lung energy is clean and well hydrated, your skin will naturally be as smooth and white as a freshly peeled egg. If your lung energy is dirty, overheated, and dry, your skin will look like cracked, dry earth full of weeds, which we see as dark spots and wrinkles. Now, with all the air pollution from vehicle exhaust, and many people smoking or breathing in cooking fumes, your lungs can turn into a vacuum cleaner over time. When the lungs are dirty, how can your face stay clean? So if you want better skin, the first step isn't to put on a face mask, it's to clean your lungs. How do you clean your lungs? White foods are associated with the lungs. The first plant-based treasure I want to introduce is something you can find in almost any grocery store: white fungus, also known as snow fungus. I see a lot of people overlook white fungus because it's so affordable, you can get a large bag for a few dollars. They'd rather spend hundreds of dollars on bird's nest. I'm going to be honest with you here. Bird's nest is essentially bird saliva. You're spending a fortune on bird saliva and thinking it's luxurious, and on top of that, a large percentage of the bird's nest on the market is fake. Merchants use harsh chemicals to bleach it white, and they add glue to make it heavier. So you're not just wasting your money, you're potentially harming your liver by ingesting those chemicals. Also, the process of harvesting bird's nest is often destructive. It's about taking the birds home and literally destroying it, causing harm to the baby birds. This is not in line with the principle of living in harmony with nature. Food obtained through such harmful means is likely to carry negative energy, and that's not going to do you any good. White fungus is completely different. It's a fungus that grows in nature, absorbing the pure energy of the earth and air. It's clean, gentle, and carries a natural fragrance. In our tradition, white fungus is called the crown of fungi. Not only can it nourish the lungs and moisten them, it can also support healthy digestion. But I've found that many people don't know how to cook white fungus. Many of you just boil it until it's a little bit soft but still crunchy, and you chew it like it's seaweed. That's a big mistake. When you eat it that way, you're just eating a bunch of fiber, and it'll likely just pass right through you. The true essence of white fungus is in its gelatinous quality. You have to cook it until it releases its gel, until the liquid becomes thick, sticky, and syrupy, almost like glue. That thick liquid is the plant-based collagen. It's the vital fluid that will nourish your lungs. If you can't get it to release its gel, you're just wasting the food. How do you get it to release its gel? Let me teach you. First, soak it. You need to soak the dried white fungus in cold water for at least 3 hours. You'll see it expand and soften. After it's soaked, cut off the hard yellow core at the root. Second, tear it apart. This point is very important. Don't just throw the whole thing into the pot. Use your hands to tear it into small, tiny pieces. The smaller the better. By tearing it, you're breaking the cell walls, which is what allows the gel to flow out during cooking. Third, the heat. Bring it to a rolling boil, then reduce the heat to a very low simmer. Let it simmer for at least an hour. Now, to make this even more powerful, I want to introduce a second plant-based treasure to pair with it: peach resin. What is peach resin? It's the amber-colored, jewel-like resin that oozes out of a peach tree trunk when the tree is injured. If you grew up in the countryside, you might have seen this on peach trees. It's like the tree's tears, but it's also the tree's own natural healing substance. Our tradition says that peach resin can help support and harmonize your blood and energy, and it can help clear your digestive and urinary tracts. For those who struggle with occasional constipation or mild urinary discomfort, it can be a gentle, natural support. Why do we combine white fungus and peach resin? White fungus is deeply moisturizing and works downward. Peach resin is more about supporting the circulation and clearing the pathways, helping things flow outward together. They make a great team. One moisturizes, the other supports flow. This is a classic combination for gently supporting your body's ability to clear impurities and stay hydrated. It's a far more balanced approach than drinking those harsh detox teas that just give you diarrhea. How do you cook this soup? Put the white fungus in the pot first with plenty of water. Bring it to a boil. Then reduce to a simmer for about 40 minutes. When you see the liquid starting to get a little thick, then you can add the peach resin and let it simmer for another 20 minutes. Here's another crucial tip for the best results. You should also add a few red dates with the pits removed and a handful of goji berries. The red dates help tonify the blood, and the goji berries are excellent for nourishing the kidneys and improving vision. Why do we add these? Because white fungus is slightly cooling in nature. By adding the warming red dates and goji berries, we balance the overall effect, making it warm and gentle. This way, even those with a weaker, cooler digestive system can enjoy it without any issues. Now, for seasoning, please remember, do not use white granulated sugar. White sugar is considered acidic, damp, and heating. It can actually contribute to the formation of phlegm. If you need to sweeten it, use a little rock sugar or brown sugar instead. You can have a bowl of this soup every morning or as a gentle, nourishing afternoon snack. If you stick with it for a month, you may notice a few things. First, you might not have that dry cough in the morning, and your throat won't feel as parched. Second, you'll find that your bowel movements are easier and more comfortable. Not the cramping kind, but a natural, smooth elimination. And third, when you look in the mirror, you might see that your skin doesn't have that dull, sallow look anymore. It might have a healthier, more translucent, almost jade-like glow. This is the evidence of the principle the lungs govern the skin. To my vegetarian friends, even if you don't eat animal products, nature provides an abundance of plant-based treasures that can nourish you just as well. You don't need to envy those who eat expensive bird's nest or shark fin. Those practices can be harmful to other living beings and can carry a certain negative energy. When you eat these pure plant-based foods like white fungus and peach resin, you are eating with kindness and a clear heart. When your heart is clean, your body will naturally be clean. My friends, these are the truths. The real secrets to rejuvenation and health are hidden in the most humble aisles of your local grocery store. I want you to take a deep breath, quiet your mind, and forget about all those exaggerated, flashy advertisements. Starting today, consider trying just one of these 3 simple, gentle foods. Start with a small change, and your body will slowly, steadily thank you for it. Next time, we'll talk about some other simple health tips. Until then, take care of yourselves. Remember, this is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes. If you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice.